coming on you looking a bit crazy, but we're doing a get ready with me, and I also asked some questions over on my Instagram just so we could have like a little catch up and actually have a chit chat. Every single time I try to do these on TikTok, I'm either yapping for 20 minutes or I can't really multitask. So I thought bringing it to YouTube is perfect because I can yap for 20 minutes and it's actually acceptable. So we're going to do a full get ready with me, my boyfriend's friend's birthday. So we're all going for dinner together, which is so lovely. So there's a few of us going. So I'm going to do my signature. I say every day, I feel like I do the same for a night out as I do every day. So we're going to do that so I can show you all my favourite products whilst we have a nice little catch up. So we'll look better than this towards the end because we're looking a bit crazy right now. But yeah, we're going to do a full get ready with me whilst I answer some questions I asked on Instagram. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I got my little mirror. So it's like we're on FaceTime together, which I think is really nice. I love my little community, especially on YouTube, may I add. I've always like seen people being like, a YouTube community is the best. But honestly, you're all so nice. I need to clip my hair out of my face. Starting first, Road Highlighting Milk. I'm obsessed with this. This is unbelievable. Such a gorgeous base. First question I got, I thought this is probably the most fitting one to start, but it's, what do you love about your job now and what are things you don't enjoy too much? To be honest, I don't dislike any of the job, really. Like, I honestly cannot complain. I just think the freedom of this job, as well as working with such unbelievable brands. And one thing about me is I'm really into my skincare, my makeup, my hair. I just love it all. So the fact I'm now working with some of these brands is just, it blows my mind that one, they want to work with me, and yeah, that they believe in me to produce good content for them. I'm blessed every single day to work with such amazing brands, have so many opportunities and have so much freedom. This line of work has always been a dream of mine. I think I've touched on it before, but I absolutely have always wanted to be specifically a YouTuber. Obviously when I was younger, TikTok wasn't a thing and Instagram was up and coming, but yeah, YouTube was the first social media I really fell in love with, and I always wanted to be a YouTuber. We always used to joke that I was going to be a YouTuber one day, me and my best friend, when we were younger. And it's actually happened, and we always speak about how we like sort of manifested this. But yeah, I absolutely adore my job and there's nothing I would change. I think my least favourite part about it all, and this is more of a personal thing, is just more so how much I spend online and how sort of it can affect my confidence. I would say I compare myself a lot to other creators because like I admire them so much. Like, their content is just absolutely insane, and these people have been doing it for so long, like, and they just absolutely smash it. Like, their photos are absolutely perfect, and their TikToks, their editing, like everything, like they are just so confident and so, I admire them more than anything. It doesn't happen half as much as I used to, but I think I used to compare myself a lot to other people who do the same job as me. But I also think that's really normal. I used to do that in my corporate job as well. People who were in the same role as me, I used to compare myself because they knew what they were doing, and I felt like I didn't sometimes, so I wasn't as good as I thought I was at my job. But then I think when I have a really good piece of content I produce and I just get really, I try to remember how proud I was of that content and how happy I was with how it turned out. And I think it's stopped a lot more, and also it's pushed me to take my time a bit more, enjoy doing the content a bit more, put more creative direction into it rather than rushing the content. So the next question I got the most was, how did I meet my boyfriend? Which I always like to ask this question when people say they got a boyfriend, and I always need to see a photo because I am also very nosy. But so it goes back quite a long time. So I think how old was I? I was 20, so 2021 is when we first met. And it's actually a really funny story. So I used to work for the NHS during COVID, and I worked with this boy. This boy just showed me a photo of these 3 boys that he knew from his area, and Ellis was in the photo, and I was like, who's that? And he was like, oh, that's Ellis. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's so good looking. And I was 20 at the time. We just seen a photo of Ellis, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is that boy? And my friend at the time, he told me obviously his name and stuff like that. And so I'm from sort of the valleys in Wales, and Ellis is from Cardiff. So me and Ellis knew like 3 or 4 people in common. Obviously, he showed me his Instagram, Ellis's Instagram. And I sat on it for a few days, I gotta be honest, but I was like, how can I get this boy to follow me on Instagram? Like, I just literally, like, because I didn't want to follow him first. And I was living actually in Cardiff at the time because I was in Cardiff Uni and I was working in Cardiff. So I was just like, oh my god, like, I really fancy this boy. And then I followed him. I just followed him. I was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna follow him. And he follows me back. Nothing comes of it. He just follows me back. Fast forward, I was speaking, it was quite funny actually, I was speaking to my best friend and we'd go out in Cardiff, and I think like, oh my god, imagine if I bump into this boy. Never happened. So sort of give up on the natural meet cute, to be quite honest, because I'd never seen him before in my life. I literally had never heard of him other than when that boy showed me a photo and he was in the photo. So I was literally like, what do I do? So I just liked one of his photos. I'm making all the moves here, may I add. And obviously he likes one back. And then, so I liked another one. He likes another one. Nothing was happening. So I was waiting for this boy to DM me and he just didn't. So I was like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've liked your photo. Like, no, you can DM me because you've liked one back. So obviously, you know, and nothing. So then I think it happened one more time. We liked each other's photo and I was like, this is 3 times now. I'm not doing this again. So I just I guess I'll text first then. Like, nothing came of it really. We were speaking for quite a while, went on a few dates, but it sort of fizzled out. I was a 20-year-old girl, he was a 22-year-old boy. Like, you can do the maths. But yeah, sort of fizzled out. And I was quite sad by it, to be honest. But yeah, fizzled out. Nothing bad happened. He didn't do anything disrespectful. I didn't. It just, you know, you just stop speaking sometimes. Like, it wasn't going anywhere. It was just chatting every day. Nothing really come of it. It wasn't really progressing in any way. We always really got on. That's what I will say. We always really got on. So fast forward to February, I think it was. Yeah, February. And I had not had Ellis on any platforms or social media at this point, and I hadn't for years because one of my ex-boyfriends made me unfollow him because, you know, people are crazy. So I didn't keep up to date with Ellis at all. I didn't know if he had a girlfriend, nothing. But yeah, so I was sort of hungover one day, and it was one of those, like, bear in mind, all my friends are in very secure relationships. They're all getting married like within a year of each other now. Like, they've all got houses. Like, that's just what all my friends are at that point in life. And like, I was just feeling a bit deflated. I was just like, oh my god, I would really love to meet someone now. And it was just after the show. Obviously didn't have the best time on the show when it comes to men. And then after it, I was just single, and I was like single for around 2 years at this point, and completely single, may I add. Like, not even like nearly in a relationship with someone or dating someone quite seriously. Like, nothing of the sort was ever happening. So I was just like, oh my god. So I downloaded Hinge. Do you know when you spiral and you download Hinge and you just like... So I downloaded Hinge, and lo and behold, Ellis, first person that comes up, and I was like, I was like, oh my god. So liked him. So then I like turned myself off so people like couldn't match with me anymore, because I was scrolling through and I was like, no, like, I don't want to meet someone on Hinge. Like, I want to meet someone naturally. etc. And bear in mind, I haven't really had Hinge before because I was in a relationship when it started getting quite, like, people were using it. Like, I had Tinder before when I was younger. I never had really Hinge, so I didn't know how it worked, but I turned myself off, so I didn't even know if Ellis could still match with me, sort of thing. I didn't know whether that was still a thing, because obviously I liked him, but then I turned my profile on do not show, so I didn't know if he'd even see it. Anyway, a few hours go by and I hear nothing, and I'm one of those, I'm like, obviously he's constantly on his phone, so he would have seen that straight away, so he just doesn't like me and doesn't want to be with me, but that's fine, whatever. So I sort of go over the situation. Lo and behold, I have 2 Hinge notifications, and I was like, oh, I must have not turned off my thing, because like a few came through at a time. So I was like, oh, maybe I didn't turn myself off, sort of so people could view. And lo and behold, I matched with Alice and he texted me straight away. And I was like, wow. And he just asked me to go for a coffee, like pretty much straight away. We matched on like the Sunday. I think we went for a coffee then on the Thursday, because that's just when we could both do. And to be honest, the first date, I was like, he doesn't like me at all. Like, it was really, really friendly, actually. Like, not flirty at all. Really friendly. And he tells me now it's because, like, he genuinely just wanted to see me and see how I was. Just because a lot changed since he last saw me. And as I say, nothing bad ever happened with us. We ended really amicably and really with a lot of respect for each other. The only reason, as I say, I removed him off social media is because I was told to. Yeah, it always ended really amicably. But yeah, so the first date, not really romantic at all, I wouldn't say. It was really quite chilled. But then we actually met up again on a whim, because I was just in his area and he was off work that day, and I was like, oh, do you want to go for a coffee again? So we were still talking, but not a lot, like not continuously really, because I don't know, we just didn't. And he was like, yeah, let's go for a coffee. And then that was a lot more flirty, romantic vibes, and then it just went from there. And we were speaking for, how long was we speaking? From February we started speaking, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend in May. So he took his sweet time. But I think that's normal. Like, that is a normal amount. But I just thought, like, why ain't you in love with me, like, straight away, you know? Like, silly. But yeah, no. Asked me to be his girlfriend in May, and we've been together ever since. He's just the best boyfriend in the world, I will say. And it's so nice being with someone who treats you really well, to be quite honest. I haven't really had much luck with relationships, I've got to be honest. And he is just the best boyfriend ever, I've got to be honest. He is the poster boy boyfriend. He does absolutely everything for me and treats me with such respect, and he's so kind, and just, yes, I'm very happy. Very, very happy. So that is how we met. So the next question I got was asking about my Pilates studio. So what's the update? I think I'll just probably go into depth on here, because I haven't really spoke about it much, because it takes time, guys. Like, starting a business takes time. So as soon as I come out to the villa, I started this process, I've got to be honest, like the Pilates studio. So I reached out to my developers, who are phenomenal, may I add. They're doing absolutely everything behind the scenes. So they're doing all the planning, all the, you know, like all the bits, do you know what, all the legal things. I don't really know, I don't have an absolute clue. They're doing everything for me and my sister. So it's me and my sister who are opening the Pilates studio. It's called Line Studios, and we're both qualified Pilates instructors. And I really just wanted to open a space near me, and also which involved Pilates I really love. There's not many Pilates studios in Wales at all, and all of them are in Cardiff, and for me that's around a 45-minute to an hour drive. If it's in the morning, rush hour, sometimes nearly 2-hour drive. So it's just not feasible, and I love Pilates, but I can't do it as much as I want to do it because I don't have the space. We're hoping this winter I'll be open, which for me is kind of perfect, and my sister also, because we're so busy at the moment, and summer is such a busy period, and I want to be present at the studio. I want to be doing events. I want to invite all of you down, like do open events where you can all come down. It's going to be, obviously, anyone can come to the studio, but I want to do a lot of events and bring some brand events to Cardiff, because if I go to any events, it is in London. Content creating is actually really up and coming in Cardiff at the moment, which makes me so happy. A lot of my friends are sort of jumping into the field, so a lot of them have started YouTubes, fitness accounts, TikToks, all that type of thing, beauty, vlogging. A lot of my friends now do social media, and they sort of starting out and they all smashing in my head, and that makes me so happy. So I really want to make a space where, you know, Welsh content creators can come out. Even people can come from London, people can come from anywhere, but I really want to bring events to Cardiff and all these amazing brands that I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with Pilates, as you all know, and I just love working out. I love moving my body, and the fact that I could have my own studio, well, I will be have my own studio, is just, it's a dream, but it takes time, and I'm not opening it until it's perfect, until it's exactly how I want it. And even if that takes a bit of time, that's fine, but I promise, guys, it'd be worth it, and it is coming. It's still in sort of progress, but the building is starting to take shape now. It's a full gut, and honestly, filling the studio won't be too hard, because, you know, we quite like simplicity. So excited to, yeah, meet some of you guys. Hopefully you come down to the studio and just hold really gorgeous events and have some beautiful, gorgeous Pilates princesses in every single day. It's coming, guys, I promise it's coming. I feel like I've been speaking about it for so long, but it's finally coming, and I feel like it's just going to be all perfect timing. I believe in divine timing, so it's all gonna go perfectly. Next question I'm gonna cover is, it gotta be Love Island based a bit. We gotta like sort of speak about that. Someone asked me, who do I still speak to from the show? And I just wanna say that I genuinely love everyone I was on the show with, and I support and I respect every single one of them, because it's not an easy process. It's not, and I think a lot of people are now coming out, and it's not an easy time. It's hard in there, and you're living together and you're on top of each other. You're gonna bicker, you're gonna argue, there's boys involved, there's small spaces, obviously, yeah, you're all on top of each other. However, I feel like you all go through that experience together, and how lucky are you to be chosen to go through that experience. I wouldn't change my experience for the world, because I do think everything happens for a reason. It's really positive, because obviously I'm now with my boyfriend and I love my job. I'm really lucky to do this full time, and yeah, and that's all from the show. I speak to everyone if I saw them on a daily. I speak to Alima, of course, and Megan. I speak to them probably the most. Obviously Helena, absolutely love Helena. Like, me and her will always be close. I speak to all the girls now and again, to be quite honest. I do see Tony, Shakira and Yaz quite a lot in events. We go to the same events quite a lot, so I always speak to them there. And yeah, like, I'm friends with everyone from my season. I don't really see the boys that often, because as you can imagine, we probably don't go to the same events, because I feel like I go to all like the really girly, you know, events. So the boys I'm not necessarily going to see. However, every single time I see them doing well, like, I'm so happy for them. To all the girls now and again, to be quite honest. Angel, Lauren. So yeah, we're all friends, and there's just no bad blood with anyone at all. Someone else asked what the process was in becoming a Pilates instructor, and guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. I wanted to make sure I went with a really thorough and accredited training, what's it called, like, course, I'm not sure, but I went with HFE. And guys, when I say I smashed out this work as much as I could, as in I do hours a day, all the anatomy, you've got to do health and safety, you've got to do everything, all the Pilates movements. It's a lot of work. So And I obviously work from home. I can have flexible hours of how much content I film and how long it takes me to work. So I did a lot. And guys, it still took me 6 months. It took me 6 months to pass. However, as it should, you know, like as it should. And within this, you have to do a certain amount of hours of Pilates as well. Like they say, you should be doing at least like attending 2 classes a week whilst training to be an instructor. I feel like I've had a lot of experience in Pilates. I've done it in different countries. I've done it, yeah, everywhere I go, I find a Pilates studio. So I like to really practice. And I really wanted to ensure that if I'm becoming an instructor, I know what a good class is. I've experienced all different classes and I know what type of Pilates I want to teach and the vibe I want my studio to have. And I want people to make sure they leave having a really good workout. And I would hate to teach someone and not give them a good workout. So yeah, it took me 6 months to get my qualification. There's so much work goes into it. It was a lot, but it was so worth it because I really felt like I come out of it knowing so much information and really knowing the sport and really becoming a professional at it. I then further, so I go to a Pilates studio in Wales and it's run by Steph, and Steph has had over, oh god, she was a Pilates instructor before it sort of became really popular. Like she's always taught Pilates. She's done it for about 11 years, I want to say, and she is absolutely incredible. Like I've been to so many classes and her classes always, they're incredible. She used to teach in Australia and then she came back to Wales, but she is so incredible at what she does. So she did some more training and of course I did that with her also, and I learned even more then. And she teaches a lot of contemporary Pilates, which is what I absolutely love. So I learned a lot more on how she sort of structures her classes and we've become pretty good friends. So when I'm sort of doing my classes, planning my sort of class list for my studio and what I want to teach, she's going to help me sort of through that because she does freelance consulting on Pilates also. So I'm going to work with her to help me sort of build my classes and have that expertise. People asked about like fitness, wellness, which you all know I'm obsessed with, and the number one question I got the most on that is how do I stay so motivated? So for me, I need to exercise for not even like aesthetic reasons. Don't get me wrong, I love when I'm really locked in and how it makes my body look. However, it's more so like mentally, it keeps my brain stimulated. So I love moving. Like if I did absolutely nothing all day every day and I sat on my phone editing, filming, just looking at myself, and it was a period of time where I was doing that. When I first came from the villa, I was hardly moving. I was sitting on the sofa all day every day watching TV. I wasn't doing much because I think I was so exhausted from the show, which sounds bizarre, but honestly, like, it's quite an exhausting experience, I've got to be honest. You're constantly with people. But yeah, I just was not looking after myself. I was eating really badly. I was traveling a lot, so I wasn't prioritizing working out. I wasn't prioritizing myself. And it got to the point, and honestly, it was probably the start of this year, I felt so unmotivated, so unconfident. I hated the way I looked. I didn't feel confident in my body. I didn't feel happy at all. And I think with this line of work as well, that's a really bad place to be in because I had to constantly look at myself. I wasn't uploading things because I didn't feel confident in how I looked. I didn't want to film any videos. I didn't want to be seen. I got into such an awful sort of space in that of confidence. I just didn't really feel good at all. And I really threw myself back into the gym. I was doing my steps every day. I was eating really well. I was sort of traveling less for work. I was prioritizing events I was going to, and not just traveling for the sake of it, and just really brands I love I was traveling for. And now I'm about, this was probably at the start of the year, maybe like March time though, where I've really locked in, and I've never felt better at the moment. I feel so much more confident. I feel so much more motivated to do well in work. I want to take more photos. I want to do a YouTube. I want to upload more on TikTok, and I'm not as critical as I was. I'm not critical on myself. I'm not staring at myself being like, oh my god, like, you don't look good enough, you can't upload that. Whereas I think it was really psychological. But obviously, yeah, it didn't sort of align very well, and I really wanted to make myself feel good, and that's what I did. And now I'm feeling, yeah, really confident in myself. I've really worked hard. I gotta be honest, I've ate so clean. Even when I've been away in London, I've been going on my walks, I've been going to the hotel gym, I've been waking up early. I've not been drinking as much. I was going to these events and drinking a lot, and then feeling like shit as well. So like that doesn't help, because I don't do well off a hangover. I don't do well off alcohol, I gotta be honest. It is such a fast-paced lifestyle, and you do get invited to all these events, and you do get offered obviously free alcohol at the events, free foods, you're indulging, you're drinking. So if you're ever feeling a certain way about yourself, I promise you can get back to a certain place, and you can feel confident, and you can get your spark back. I feel like I've really got my spark back, and I think it does help. I've always had the best group of friends, my friends back home, but I was prioritising spending time with them rather than being in London for such a long period of time. I come home now, I see my friends all the time, we do a lot, and they're just the best group of people in the world. They're so supportive, and I just feel so happy to be around them all the time, and they make me feel so much better in myself, confident. And obviously my relationship, again, I've never felt so secure in a relationship, and so happy in a relationship, and so looked after, and just, yeah, so that obviously really helps. It's not someone sort of bringing me down behind closed doors. And yeah, honestly, life is, and just being so grateful for all the opportunities I have. I think at one point when I wasn't feeling myself, I was just looking at other people and being like, how have they got this? How have they got this opportunity? How haven't I been invited to this? And you get in such a hole, and you think, it's because I'm not pretty enough, it's because I don't dress well enough, it's because I don't post perfect. And it's not the case. Like, it's not the case at all. Like, it's not. And I think I really struggled with that, and now I'm feeling confident in myself, and I know I'm still working on myself. I'm still I'm still really motivated to keep going and feel more confident. However, just looking after yourself, fueling your body with really good food, moving your body, being grateful, and surrounding yourself with the best people, I promise. The motivation, it's not even motivation, it's just like, you live, for me, I live a much happier life when I'm in that state of mind, when I prioritise all those things. So yeah, I think the motivation comes with it, because it just makes me feel so good. So yeah, that's how I stay very motivated, because I know how it makes me feel. Right, I need to put my lip liner on now, because that didn't help, did it, at all? Kylie Cosmetics coconut, the best. Guys, I feel like that Q&A got really deep. And that wasn't my intention, to be honest. So we're going to have some just light-hearted chit-chat now, because I feel like I answered quite a lot of questions in there. But any other questions, just ask in my comments, and I'd be so happy to answer them. I love replying to your comments, guys. So please keep commenting, and if there's anything you want to see, what videos you enjoy, please let me know, because I'm always up for creating content that you guys like to see, and 90% of the time it's the ones I like filming. I've been yapping for a really long time. Actually, I've got 40 minutes till I gotta leave, which I think is perfect, because I'm just going to slick my hair back, and I'm using a new setting spray today, by the way. I've seen very good things about this. It's the Booty Crop. So using this new, I think talking to you all has actually really slowed me down with doing my makeup, so it's looking pretty slick. Minutes, which I think is fine. Oh, my hair is quite clean, guys. Do I slick it back? Oh, I don't know what to do. Ooh, that sounds lovely. I feel like people are going to stream in the comments being like, don't slip the hair back. Guys, what do I do? Because my hair actually kind of looks quite... I see, look at the ends. They're disgusting. Like, I think that looks kind of nice. Do you want to put it up? Hair health. We're on a hair health journey. But I'm going to do it in like 2 sections because I've seen people doing this and it does look so much better. Starting off strong, Olaplex hair mask. So I'm putting Olaplex all through my hair. You know what, guys? If you look at my last few pics I've uploaded, my hair is always down. So I'm just like, you know, live a little, put it up. Then I'm using the Smooth Company smooth brush, really good. I'm just going to smooth that back. And so this is what we got so far. It's a little lump there, but do I care that much? I don't think I do. So we're going to start then with this side. We're going to Olaplex this piece of hair. Guys, my stomach will not stop rumbling. I'm absolutely starving. Right, so this doesn't look... Right. This is how Kendall Jenner does her slick back, so hopefully I look like when it's done. Oh guys, I feel like I'm already regretting this decision. Oh guys, I don't think it looks good on me. I've also got like a little thing to get rid of these as well, so bear with. So they all back. You know, I kind of want a mini facelift today, so why the hell not? No? Obviously these I've got from the Smooth Company, this little smooth stick. I'm gonna sort these little hairs out. Looking like a little egg, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the mask and really slick the hair back. And a little bit, because I don't know how I feel about like little flicky bits, so I don't think I'm gonna do... Oh my god. Oh my god. Just gonna do a little bun, a little teeny weeny bun. I think my boyfriend would be quite shocked when I turn up with a slick back. I don't think I've ever wore a slick back with him out. Okay. I'm gonna take this as well. This is a nourishing thing from a nourishing style cream from the Smooth Company again. And put more on because I feel like I need more cement because my baby hairs, they don't want to stay down. I'm not regretting the slick back. I kind of like it. I think it looks kind of cute. But this is the final look. May I add, putting the road thing on your chest, how glowy and gorge. But this is the final look. I hope you all enjoyed getting ready with me. I felt like I was speaking to one of the girls on FaceTime. So if you liked this video, let me know, and I'll do more of these. I'll do them monthly maybe, where we can have like a little catch up, little chit chat. You can ask any questions, and I am just gonna quickly rush to get an outfit on and leave. So thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end, this is a really yappy video. I think this is going to be my longest video yet. So I hope you all have a gorgeous weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.